A lot of people don't like this word, wait. I've been that way, and many are that way now. Waiting takes a lot of patience, and it's something that we have to have, especially with the Lord. Many see when they start to do things on their own terms and do it their own way, it ends up messed up. Seeking things that you waste your life on, and there's delays, and then you come to find out that you should have listened to God, or you've never met Him, and then you come to meet Him and you look back on your life wishing you could do things different. And I say this because everything that anybody's going through has already happened before. Somebody through generations past has went through the same things, and a longer wait, faced more things, experienced more things. But a lot of people want to blame God of things that they go through. Well, we've got an enemy too. God is not to blame. It's the reason why that I say so much, look in the mirror. It's being on track with God. So there ain't no delays. And the wait patiently. Let patience have her perfect work. Though time travels, there is no time in heaven. He's got an appointed time for people. I wouldn't want to give somebody something if I knew that they was going to abuse it. So you got to be prepared to receive it in the right order and the right manner. That way you can appreciate it when you get it. Make sense what I'm saying? For example, Abraham and Sarah waited 25 years for Isaac. Moses waited 40 years before leading Israel out of Egypt. David waited about 15 years between being anointed as king and taking the throne. He was 30 years old when he began to reign. Joseph waited 13 years before being freed and put on the throne. Jesus waited 30 years before beginning his ministry. Job waited through suffering. Anna. Luke talks about this lady. Anna. She was a prophetess. She waited for the Messiah after losing her husband after 7 years. And in every aspect of this, through the waiting, there was a marriage, there was somebody being single, and somebody that was going through loss, a widow, losing a husband, or what have you. Anna. And you can find her in Luke chapter 2, 36 through 40. It don't say what age she was when she got married, but she lost her husband and became a widow and done the opposite of what everybody else does. Whatever other woman would do, or man, they would turn from God because of the grief and the suffering of it. But not Hannah. Hannah focused on God and became a prayer warrior through fasting and praying. And she was very unusual and got great insight from God. Think about these things that I'm saying. David was a man that inquired of God before he done anything. Abraham and Sarah was well over age to have a kid. And Jesus was Jesus. Job suffered loss of everything, but then turned around and said, though he slay me, I'll still trust him. Moses, at the age of 40 years before leading the people out of Israel, or leading Israel out of Egypt, encountered God through a burning bush. The only man that was there that encountered was Moses. If God would have wanted anybody else around, they would have been. My point is this: anything that you're going through, anything that you're facing today, the time and the generation that we're in right now, and the things that we're seeing, everything for these people that I mentioned turned around for the good of those that love him. Romans 8:28. The key of the whole matter is putting your complete focus and your complete commitment and your complete devotion and your complete heart to God. It's the only way that you're going to come out of the weight and prosper and see success in your life wholly as a whole. These people, all these people that I mentioned, even Jesus, did he not say he's touched by our infirmities, by our weaknesses? That takes out all excuses for us men and women to not point fingers. Women become prayer warriors regardless. Men the same. And leaders. No matter the age, no matter the weight, we serve a God that can make what we think is impossible to do. He can make it possible. He said, draw nigh to me and I will draw nigh to you. We draw nigh to him. Things change when you get it right. And what I mean by getting it right is going through it all. The correction, the fight, the faith, the striving, the patience, the wait, every bit of it. Keep your focus on God, and if it ain't, get it back on track. Examine yourself. Amen. Anyhow.